Hi everyone. One of the best pieces of musical advice I was ever given um, was to practice sight reading and make sure that you do practice sight reading, which is to say, never stop when you're doing this. Keep going and always play something new. If you've seen it before, that won't be okay, so it must be new. Um, and that's a really good thing. I've never really stuck at that. During this lockdown period, I've been doing it more, only a little bit more. First couple of weeks, I did lots of it, um, but there we go. That's a thing, and that can really, really help. Um, it's something I'm okay at. I have lots of friends and colleagues who are far better than myself, and obviously some uh, musicians across the world are incredibly good at doing that. It is a good thing to do. It can really develop. Certainly for piano, I imagine for other instruments, being able to play whilst not looking at your hands and interpreting the music is brilliant for building your technique on the instrument. Of course, you don't stop to think about whether you're getting the piece right. You focus on your technique. Cool. So that's one thing. But I'm going to contrast that with another sort of approach, which is to take something that you play from notation or that you play, it could be by ear also, which is a bit beyond you. You play something that you can't really play. You rely on looking at the notation or listening to it as you play it because you don't have it memorized. And your technique is kind of there, but the bits that you can't do really pushes you along, and kind of in the act of playing it over and over again or playing it a few times really can extend your technique. And I've got an example of that I'm going to show now. I'm going to play something that I've played through a couple of times in classes and things like that. I've never practiced it, and I can kind of play it a bit, I think. I'm going to have a go now. And so it's somewhere in between sight reading and not, and it's a good way of developing your technique. I'm going to try and put into practice the previous lesson as I do it, and I'm a huge advocate in this. So find something. Here's one for me, which is really good. You can find your version of this, something that is playable in some senses, but still leaves you shy of the mark, and then you can pull yourself through the process of playing it using a technique. I'm going to use lots of the technique I just showed you in the previous video, that one, to try and be able to do this, and then I'm going to try and pull myself through. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Here we go. I might not be so good, a bit rattled. I've just removed the decapitated rabbit from the backyard. That wasn't pleasant. That's a true story. Luckily, you didn't have to see that on the video. Okay. Yeah, yuck. It happens when you have a cat in your house. Okay, here we go. I'll do my best. Okay. Man, not so good. Some sections were really hard. So there's one section there. This is obviously, I'm playing Elena Pinderhugh's flute solo from Letter to the Free from Commons Tiny Desk. So this is really not for piano, and that run there, which does use the C minor pentatonic that I was teaching before. It does use it, but in a different way, and in a way that I can't use the technique that I did before. So that interests me. So I've got to have, like I said in lesson 2, I've got to have that innovative or my own personal way of just coping with playing that line. Let me do it one more time. I'm just reading the notation here. Come on. That's what I wanted to do, except I needed to do it 1, 2, 3. Etc, etc. So playing quick. Playing quick is not too bad. It's all the bits that you have to do which are physically difficult. You know, I can play a scale much quicker than I need to for this, and I've got a technique which can cope with it. I mean, if I learned it and practice it, what I'm learning from the process of doing this video is that I can learn this, and I will do, and that's cool, and it is going to extend my technique. It's hard. So already I've already got better. Maybe I'll try again one more time, because I'm asking you guys to do that. So I should probably do the same myself. Okay, here we go. I'll try again. Okay, cool. So that was actually much better. Interesting if I watch the tape back to see how I did, but I practiced it a little bit, and I'm more in this idea of the technique. So there you go. I hope that makes sense. What's your version of these? What's something that you can kind of play but not, and then through the process of doing it, it's going to pull you forward using the principles of technique from the first 2 videos. Okay, cool. There's a lot in that. It's kind of quite an involved kind of thing to do, but that's cool. Let's get involved, I guess. Alright, okay. See you in the next one. Sorry, it's quite long. These are supposed to be 4 minutes. That's 9. Apologies. Okay, see you next time.